Hey guys, I'm BJ.
And I'm Seth.
And this is Brick House Builds. And this video is a Thursday upload where we kind of just talk about the news, give you an update on all of the projects that I have going on. And this week it's going to be pretty special because we have an awesome challenge to talk about, and that's going to be at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around. But to start, let's kind of get an update on some of the projects we have currently, and then we'll loop back around and talk about this challenge. You don't want to miss it. All right, to start out, we got the CX kind of, is it coming apart or is it going together right now?
Can it be both?
It is kind of both. I put a fork leg back on it, but we're still taking stuff off of it. Seth brought a muffler over here, a Delcovic unit that we might try to make work on here. It could be fun. But overall, the jobs of this thing is cleaning it up and then, detabbing some of the frame, getting rid of some of the previous modifications, and then we have to just kind of continue cleaning it up, get a little splash of paint, and start getting it back together. But the engine itself, we have, or Seth has, he's gone ahead and replaced all of the coolant O-rings, new thermostat, and then this is an adapter from TrailTech to a TrailTech sending unit for the temperature gauge. So I haven't tried one of these yet. So I'm trying to come up with a good way of sealing this that maybe like anybody could, because originally this would be like an O-ring seal, but you can see here I have a copper washer in between there. So trying something new. But anyway, the engine's cleaned up, new mechanical seal, and it is pretty much ready to go back in. We will paint the valve covers, that's gonna be cool. Okay, we're working on the CX500 here, and to clean the engine, we wanted to go ahead and remove the fan. So this is exactly why we convert to electric fans a lot of times. So you see those cracks? All spidering out. So as this thing is winging around, it will explode and then it will completely damage the radiator and potentially the fan shroud and stuff and just cause a lot of problems. So I'll see if I can find a fan that's in good shape, but it's very likely at this point that we'll go to electric and just be done with it and have better cooling or more controlled cooling. And then, of course, suspension over there. The XS400 engine has not been touched, but I have been acquiring a bunch of parts, so I have every gasket and seal and O-ring and all of that stuff for the entire engine rebuild. Below that, I have the piston rings and stuff like that, so we are set. And that thing just has to get blown apart and put back together. This guy right here was one of the parts bikes that I bought along with the 8 motorcycles. You can see the rear wheels hanging off of this thing. So this is a 1972, 73, something like that. So let's consider it an early offset before 77 when they changed the sprocket alignment. Now the reason I mention this is because I have this CB750 in here right now, and this is a 78 model. But the customer brought it into me for a number of reasons, but upon some inspection, I noticed that the drive sprocket was not really sitting aligned how it should have been, and it was leaking a bit of oil. So under further investigation, it turns out that that is a 78 top end of the engine, and it has a 73 lower end. Now this is important because the swing arm and the wheel were all 78. So the sprocket alignment was actually offset 10 millimeter to the inside because it's an earlier bike. So right now I'm working on rectifying that. And to do that, I went ahead and I pulled the sprocket carrier off of the other bike. And so this sets it in 10 mil. And then I've made some aluminum spacers to kind of get the wheel lined back up.
What's going on here?
Yeah, I wish I knew. A little bit of science. I'm trying to determine if the bike is square, if the swing arm is not bent, it might be tweaked a little bit. And then trying to line the laser up has been proving difficult because the hoop, having now determined it was cut not square, so the whole hoop is over this way, so our laser is not in the center of this, and it just visually everything is just, nothing is straight. Visually, it's just really hard to kind of figure out where I'm at. Because I have to determine the wheel spacers. I'm putting early offset sprocket mounts on the late offset wheel. We got a lot going on right now. I'm kind of losing my mind. So, more to come. There was actually just a piece of pipe right there, so it didn't really have much supporting it, but I'm literally just waiting on a sprocket right now. The one that was on here, I went to put a sprocket lock on it with those two holes, but unfortunately they're not tapped, and I have ruined a tap trying to, tap threads into that hardened steel, so I had to order another sprocket that had that lock in there. And it's a really oddball size, so 630 chain, 15 tooth, and it's like the early offset, so it's just kind of weird. But anyway, have not really done anything with the chopper except for stare at it. Over here we got a nice pile of aluminum. Seth has been busy over on the mini lathe here, so making some parts. Pretty cool, and I think he is enjoying that. Beyond that, the V-Strom, just riding it. We're getting everything cleaned up in here. You'll notice this bench is now empty because I just took all of the excess 400 parts over to powder coat, and so the process has begun on that. I still have to sweep that table off. It's nasty, but yeah, we're making progress, and we have plenty of projects going on right now. So, plenty of projects. Oh wait, guys. Last week I talked about the cart build. Look at it. It does cart things. We have dishes in here. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, we're doing big things. But anyway, projects. We have plenty of them, which means we definitely do not need to take on any more projects, which is exactly why, Seth, what are we gonna do? We're gonna take on multiple projects, okay? So this is gonna be so much fun, and I can't wait. So this is going to be called the 48-hour Revive and Ride Challenge. Now, there is a salvage yard, a motorcycle salvage yard in St. Louis that has been around for decades and decades. They are unfortunately closing down, and their last weekend of business is this upcoming weekend. I'm recording this on a Wednesday. The challenge is gonna start Saturday. So, 48 hours. What are we gonna do? We are going to procure at least 2 motorcycles, and we are going to attempt to get them running and ride them 100 miles to go get ice cream. So, what do you think about all this?
I don't see what could possibly go wrong.
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all.
Not in the slightest. No.
So, in this salvage yard, realistically, what? 500, 750 different motorcycles that they still have. They're kind of carcasses at this point.
At least.
Mm-hmm.
There is how many floors in this warehouse? Just chock full of motorcycles?
Like 4. So
Yeah.
I'll put in some clips now. Now, we did go there last week. We wanted to kind of see if this was actually a possibility, kind of, see if it was just bare frames or see if they were complete bikes. And I think we have a good idea of maybe what we want to shoot for here. So, taking a look around, we've got nothing but like air-cooled Hondas in here, and that's kind of my forte. So I know what I want to shoot for is getting some kind of air-cooled Honda. That's what I'm familiar with, and we have a ton of parts. So kind of what are you thinking though? You dabble in a little bit of everything too.
Well, there is a handful of cool liquid bikes there. There's like a GPZ.
There's actually a KZ, there's like 3 or 4 KZ 1300s, some 6 cylinders. If we really wanted to suffer.
Yeah, I think I'd actually halfway 50% chance of making it.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be like a 99% chance of not making it.
Most likely.
It would be epic though. So.
But realistically, probably just a good old air-cooled Honda,
Yeah.
much like what BJ's talking about.
Yeah. So we haven't really gone in, like we've perused the place, kind of got an idea of what they have. So the mission, we will go there on Saturday, and this challenge will start at about 2 o'clock. So we'll start a timer as we walk in the door, and then we're gonna go find some bikes. We have to get them, load them up, and then get back to the shop, and then we are going to stay here. So this is a very well-equipped shop. We're very lucky to have it, and I wanna just put ourselves to the test. So this is gonna be kind of like Junkyard Wars vibes, and we're gonna have a clock set up on that post right there. I have a digital timer, and it's gonna be counting down for 48 hours the whole time. So I'm not gonna live stream this on YouTube, but I will be doing a lot of updates on Instagram and Facebook. So if you guys aren't on there already, definitely join. I'll be updating my story constantly, maybe every hour, something like that. But I've already brought a cot over. I mean, we're gonna sleep here, we have food, we have everything. So we're not gonna leave. And so assuming we get these bikes running, now this is not road legal, not making it pretty or anything like that. This is just prepare yourselves. We are going to just kind of hack these things to make them run and make them go down the road. They are not gonna be the best, but they're gonna be the most fun. So assuming we get these things going, the mission is to leave here, Winsville, Missouri, and drive 100 miles north all the way to Quincy, Illinois, because that's 100 miles away, and we want to get some ice cream. And it's forecast to rain that day. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I didn't know that till now, but that just makes me all the more excited.
I've got some ponchos we can wear, so.
Oh boy.
Added to the challenge. But I think we're up to it, and I'm super excited. So tune in somehow on Saturday through the social media platforms. You know, definitely tune in there, and I will try to bring you guys along for the ride. But we're gonna be recording as much as possible of this whole event, and then I will hopefully get the video up a week or two after. It's gonna be a lot to edit, so I'm super excited. So yeah, this is gonna be an awesome challenge. The ride, you know, we'll try to focus on safety, you know, what we can. We're gonna try to source some tires while we're there, if they have any that will fit. If not, I've got some tires here in the shop that are a mixture of used and used, so they might be less used than what we find on those bikes. So we'll figure it out. I don't know what challenges we're gonna face, but that's why we're gonna be shooting for things we're familiar with. So air-cooled Hondas, you know, the less things that can go wrong, the better. And then, you know, once we do the ride, I do have my van. We're gonna have a friend tailing us, so assuming we break down or something goes wrong, we won't just be stranded forever. We will have been up for a long time at that point, so you know we gotta be a little bit safe about it. So, and then once the challenge is done, I mean, I know Seth wants to keep his bike, but I probably won't want to look at mine ever again. So who knows? If you guys are in Quincy at this ice cream shop whenever we arrive, you might get a free bike out of it. Just saying. So anyway, we are super excited about this one. Tune in any way you can and look for any updates. So that is going to do it for this Thursday's update. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment below what you think, and yeah, look for us on Saturday. Anyway, check out some other videos on the channel, subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.